What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com and I'm breaking into those 2025 titles. Netflix put one out. It's got audio description. I'm a blind film critic. I feel obligated to watch this random international film called Ad Vitam. So let's dive in, shall we? Remember, I'm a blind film critic, which means when I watch an international film with audio description, it comes with a dubcast. So I watch films differently than you. That's why this channel matters. Click like and subscribe. Anyway, this is this is a French action movie that is kind of slow. This is how I feel like the French always have to make things that are like elevated somehow. Even if you can laugh at Under Paris because it's kind of goofy, but it has moments where it's like, I've seen other shark movies, and other shark movies don't bother to like develop any characters or even have remotely of a plot. Like Under Paris was not the only shark movie of 2024, and it was like the best one. This is by far the most entertaining, like compared to like No Way Up, Something in the Water, and The Last Breath. Yeah, I would much rather watch Under Paris a second time. Like, definitely. No question. Like, I don't really know why, but here for an action movie, they may have elevated the shitty shark movie genre, but in terms of action, not really. There's more story here. The audio description track is done by Descriptive Video Works. What I will say is that the dubcast is really good. Like, if somebody had told me this and didn't tell me it was French and I didn't know, I would not have picked up on it. Because the dubcast is that good. Like, the dubcast feels like the original actors to the movie, which is amazing. You rarely get that. Sometimes you get people and you can hear, and there's a couple of I know I got some dub voice actors that are friends of mine, and I know they love the work that they do, and I don't mean to like besmirch it, but you got some people working in your midst, but honestly, so does Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody in Hollywood is the same level of actor to begin with. So not everybody who does dubbing is inherently a good dub actor, you know? Not everybody knows how to read a line the appropriate way. Not everybody can find the emotion for that. Not everybody is offered the same opportunities. Some people have to read these lines just by themselves, almost like they're doing an animated movie. When they do a lot of these animated movies, that sometimes people don't really hear the other cast members. They just have to read it in that moment. This actually came together really well, and I'm kind of impressed with the dubcast. Definitely one of the better dubs I've heard. The audio description is also pretty solid. Descriptive Video Works did a nice job with the action in this movie. The movie's also slow. Netflix, like, even in the title description, will let you know that like part of this movie hinges on a man who's like fighting to save his wife. Dude, that doesn't happen until like past the hour mark of the movie. Like, nothing happens to her until there's an hour into the movie, and the movie's not a 2-hour movie. The movie's about an hour and 40 minutes, so we're over half before anything happens to her. It's so weird. The movie spends a lot of time like building up characters in the beginning, like you're getting really invested, and you're like, is this an action movie? Is this a drama? Is it a thriller? What are we doing here? They have a very different approach. It's interesting to watch, but if you are used to your nonstop action movies that just sort of you hit play and, David Leitch is just going to fuck up your mind for 2 hours, this is not that. This is this has about 20 minutes of that. The rest of the movie is just sort of like a little bit of a drama, a little bit of a thriller, a little bit of a romance. It's kind of like everything. It's just kind of like, it's the non-binary film of the year. It just doesn't want to be anything. It's like, I am everything. I can be all genres. Horror is the one thing it probably doesn't. Horror and Western are like the undiscovered genres in this. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's he's we have Frank who's leading this team, but that's not even like where the movie starts. This is just where the movie gets interesting. And the team goes into a place, uh, and there's an incident that happens there, and he loses a member of his team, and like things go awry, and he's dealing with sort of the fallout of that, and deep emotional trauma. But by this point, we've already been introduced to the members of his team, his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like they've flirted, and just I by the time we even get to the catalyst event, the thing that I really want to tell you that like this is where the movie starts is already like 30 minutes of the movie solid into the movie. So then the thing happens, and then there's sort of like the fallout from that, and then we kind of sit with that for a little while, and the wife is pregnant, and then later on he makes a choice to try to do the right thing, which backfires. And it's just like, what is up with this movie? It is so slow. Under a shittier director, this would be something that would be handed to Liam Neeson. Like, this is exactly the kind of thing he's been making right now. This is perfect for him. Are these sort of like ambiguously like, what genre is this? Like, what? It's a man with a particular set of skills, like just I don't know. He's just been stuck in those movies forever. But this is okay. I mean, I'm not gonna. I've seen better action movies again. I never really want to see Ad Vitam again. Really, the winning thing here is the fact that I really enjoyed the dub cast, which I did not on some of the films that Netflix put out last year. I thought the dub cast, is specifically on Nice Girls, I did not like. I thought the dub cast on that was really cheap. Some of the other films were like, I don't know. But then some of them were really good. I was like, oh man, that's a really great dub cast. So it's such a odd scale, and it's funny how that affects the way, which is why sometimes I like the way that they, like I've already seen them add audio description to Amelia Perez, which is audio description is translating it, which is odd for a musical, because then you don't get the singing cast, which is what, when they commission audio description in advance, you get like we've been giving to other countries for films like Matilda, where if you listen to like the Spanish audio description track of that movie, it's not in movies original language is not Spanish, but they're singing. You know what I'm saying? There's they went through and found singers and stuff for those casts. So so the vibe of the movie isn't lost. So I kind of like the keeping the original cast while also just letting the audio description team do it. I kind of do prefer that way, but also I'm not going to argue against excellent dubbing. So I just think the other way prevents it in case there isn't excellent dubbing, because bad dubbing can kill a film. It's really why directors avoid it, is because they think dubbing kills a movie. Well, if you do it the other way, where it's not dubbing, it's audio description, then it's clearly just an accessibility feature. So there are multiple approaches. It just seems like directors don't want to take the other approach. So I support this movie in the fact that it's putting out a great dub cast that somebody will listen to and be like, well, I'll allow it on my movie if I can get this quality, if I can get this level of acting in these dub casts and this, attention to detail. Sure. But that's not always the case. Anyway, that's a really long-winded way of telling you about Ad Vitam. But honestly, Ad Vitam is long-winded. It's about a 15-minute movie here, and it goes on for about an hour and 40 minutes. So, I don't know. It's sort of interesting. I like the different approach. I like watching how the French do an action movie. And this is how I'm going to assume all French action movies are from now on. I'm just going to be like, yep, this is it. This is how they do it. They like to build a character first before they ever let you into the movie. They don't just hit you, with some karate and some face punching. That's it. They're gonna slowly get you into it. So, Ad Vitam, watch it, don't watch it. I don't think your world would be changed either way. I'm gonna give it a C. I thought it was okay. So, anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the other side.